How are you guys doing? Today is Thursday, November 18th, 2021. I'm James Sims, and for this episode of The Elite, I'm going to review all of the Elite matchups and performances from yesterday, Wednesday, November 17th. Just to take a quick snapshot of where we are in the year, with baseball being done, we are in the midst of football and basketball season. Starting off in college, football season is nearing its end as there's about a couple more weeks left in its regular season. College basketball is just getting started as it's about a week and a half, 2 weeks into its season. At the professional level, the NFL is in the middle of its season, about 10 weeks, 11 weeks in, as the first game of week 11 is actually tonight. And the NBA has just gotten underway as the NBA is a month into its season. Starting off, looking at the college basketball scores from yesterday from the top 25. Starting with the second-ranked basketball team in the nation, the UCLA Bruins took on the unranked North Florida Ospreys. The UCLA Bruins would end up winning 98-63. They won this game by 35 after they outscored North Florida by 22 in the first half and by 13 in the second. The Bruins were led in scoring by their starting guard, Jaime Jaquez Jr. He finished with 20 points, 8 rebounds, and 2 steals in 28 minutes. He shot 9 for 14. He made his only three-point attempt of the day, and he went 1 from 2 from the foul line. With this win, the second-ranked UCLA Bruins are 4-0, and with this loss, the unranked North Florida Ospreys are 0-5. Looking at the 8th-ranked basketball team in the nation, the Texas Longhorns hosted the unranked Northern Colorado Bears. Texas would beat Northern Colorado 62-49. They outscored the Bears by 22 in the first half before getting outscored themselves by 9, but it wouldn't be close to enough. The 8th-ranked Texas Longhorns were led in scoring by their starting forward, Trey Mitchell, their junior out of Pittsburgh. Trey Mitchell would go on to finish with 16 points and 7 rebounds in 21 minutes. He shot 7 for 11 from the field. He made one of his 2 3-pointers, and he made his only free throw attempt of the night. With this win, the 8th-ranked Texas Longhorns are 2-1, and with this loss, the unranked Northern Colorado Bears are 3-2. Looking at the 9th-ranked team in the nation from within the same state, the Baylor Bears, the reigning national champs, hosted the unranked Central Arkansas Bears. Baylor would end up winning the Battle of the Bears. They won this one 92-47, winning this game by 45 after they outscored Central Arkansas by 23 in the first half and by 22 in the second. The 9th-ranked Bears were led in scoring by their guard off the bench, L.J. Cryer. L.J. Cryer, their sophomore, would go on to finish with 20 points. He also finished with 6 assists and 2 steals in 22 minutes. He shot 9 for 15 from the field and 2 for 5 from 3. With this win, the 9th-ranked Baylor Bears are 3-0, and with this loss, the unranked Central Arkansas Bears are 0-3. Looking at the 16th-ranked team in the nation, the Arkansas Razorbacks hosted the unranked Northern Iowa Panthers. Arkansas would end up beating Northern Iowa by 13 points. They won this one 93-80 after they outscored Northern Iowa by 2 in the first half and then by 11 in the second half to make it a 13-point deficit. The Arkansas Razorbacks were led in scoring by their guard off the bench, Chris Likes. Their 5'7" senior out of Maryland would go on to finish with 26 points in 31 minutes. He shot 8 for 16 from the field, 4 for 7 from 3, and he shot 6 for 7 from the foul line. With this win, the 16th-ranked Arkansas Razorbacks are 3-0, and with this loss, the unranked Northern Iowa Panthers are 1-3. Taking a look at what's going on with the 20th-ranked team in the nation, the Maryland Terrapins hosted the unranked George Mason Patriots. George Mason would end up upsetting the 20th-ranked team in the nation to keep their undefeated bid alive. The 20th-ranked Maryland Terrapins were led in scoring by their junior starting forward, Dante Scott. He would go on to finish with 18 points and 10 rebounds in 33 minutes. He shot 7 for 12 from the field, 3 for 5 from 3, and he made his only free throw attempt on the night. And the unranked George Mason Patriots were led in scoring by their starting guard, Deshaun Schwartz, their senior out of Colorado. Deshaun Schwartz would finish with 24 points, 9 rebounds, and 3 steals in 38 minutes. He shot 8 for 10 from the field, 6 for 10 from 3, and a perfect 2 for 2 from the foul line. With this win, the unranked George Mason Patriots are 4-0. With this loss, the 20th ranked Maryland Terrapins are now 3-1. Now taking a look at what's going on with the 23rd ranked team in the nation, the UConn Huskies hosted the Long Island Sharks, and the UConn Huskies were able to beat Long Island University 93-40. The Huskies outscored the Sharks by 16 in the first half, and they outscored them 55-18 by 37 in the second half in order to win this game by 53, more than doubling Long Island scoring. The Huskies were led in scoring by their forward off the bench, Tyler Polley. Their senior out of Florida will go on to finish with 17 points for himself. In 19 minutes, he shot 6 for 12 from the field, and he shot a perfect 3 for 3 from the foul line. With this win, the 23rd ranked UConn Huskies are 3-0, and unranked Long Island University is now 0-3. Now taking a look at what's going on in the NBA level, starting off in Charlotte, the Charlotte Hornets hosted the Washington Wizards. The Hornets were able to beat the Wizards 97-87 after they outscored the Wizards by 16 points in the third quarter. That would be the big difference. The Wizards were led in scoring by their elite starting shooting guard, Bradley Beal. He finished with 24 points, 3 rebounds, 7 assists, and 2 steals in 35 minutes. He shot 9 for 20 from the field, 5 for 11 from 3, and he made his only free throw attempt on the night. The Wizards starting center, Daniel Gafford, would finish with 20 points and 9 rebounds, as well as 2 steals in 24 minutes. He shot 9 for 12 from the field, and he shot 2 for 5 from the foul line. On the winning side of this matchup, the Charlotte Hornets were led in scoring by their starting shooting guard, Terry Rozier. He finished with 19 points and 8 rebounds in 33 minutes. He shot 9 for 19 from the field. And then their elite starting point guard, LaMelo Ball, out of Los Angeles, would finish with 11 points, 6 rebounds, 14 assists, 2 steals, and 5 turnovers in 36 minutes. He shot 4 for 18 from the field, 2 for 7 from 3, and he made his only free throw attempt on the night. With this win, the Charlotte Hornets are 9-7. With this loss, the Washington Wizards are now 10-4. Taking a look at what's going on a couple states south in Atlanta, the Hawks hosted the Boston Celtics. The Hawks would end up beating Boston 110-99, winning this game by 11 after they outscored the Celtics by 8 in the second and by 5 in the third. The Celtics were led in scoring by their elite starting small forward out of Duke, Jason Tatum. The elite starting small forward, would finish with 34 points, 9 rebounds, and 5 assists in 38 minutes. He shot 12 for 22 from the field, 5 for 12 from 3, and 5 for 6 from the foul line. The Atlanta Hawks were led in scoring by their starting power forward, John Collins. He finished with 20 points, 11 rebounds, and 2 steals in 34 minutes. He shot 9 for 13 from the field. He made his only 3-point attempt of the night, and he went 1 for 2 from the foul line. Their elite starting point guard, Trae Young, finished with 18 points and 11 assists alongside 6 turnovers in 35 minutes. He shot 4 for 12 from the field, and he made all 10 of his free throw attempts on the night. With this win, the Atlanta Hawks are now 7-9, and with this loss, the Boston Celtics are now 7-8. Taking a look at what's going on in Detroit, the Pistons hosted the Indiana Pacers. The Pistons would end up pulling off a 97-89 win. They went on to outscore the Pacers by 4 points in the final quarter, in order to erase the tie at the end of the third quarter in order to win this game. The Pacers were led in scoring by their starting point guard, Malcolm Brogdon. He finished with 20 points and 5 rebounds alongside 5 turnovers in 35 minutes. He shot 8 for 17 from the field, and he made 1 of his 2 free throw attempts. The Detroit Pistons were led by their starting small forward, Jeremy Grant. He finished with 19 points and 2 steals in 34 minutes. He shot 5 for 14 from the field, and with this win, the Detroit Pistons are now 97 and 89. With this win, the Detroit Pistons are now 4-10, and with this loss, the Indiana Pacers are now 6-10 at this moment. Taking a look at what's going on in Brooklyn, the Nets hosted the Cleveland Cavaliers. The Nets would end up beating the Cavaliers 109-99 after they outscored Cleveland by 6 in the first quarter and by 15 in the second quarter, right before they took a 21-point lead at the half. The Cavaliers were led in scoring by their starting point guard out of Spain, Ricky Rubio. He finished with 25 points and 5 assists, as well as 5 turnovers in 33 minutes. He shot 8 for 17 from the field and a perfect 6 for 6 from the foul line. Their starting point guard out of Vanderbilt, Darius Garland, finished with 24 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists, and 3 steals in 40 minutes. He shot 10 for 26 from the field, and he made his only free throw. If they're looking at the Nets on the winning end of this matchup, they were led in scoring by their elite starting shooting guard, James Harden. He finished with 27 points, 10 rebounds, 7 assists, 2 steals, and 6 turnovers in 37 minutes. He shot 6 for 12 from the field, 3 for 6 from 3, and he made all 12 of his free throws on the night. Their goated starting power forward, Kevin Durant, would finish with 23 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists as well in 37 minutes, as he shot 9 for 16 from the field, 2 for 3 from 3, and a perfect 3 for 3 from the foul line. Their center off the bench, Lamarcus Aldridge, would finish with 24 points and 7 rebounds in 30 minutes. He shot 11 for 19 from the field, and he made both of his free throws. And their starting Australian point guard, Patty Mills, would finish with 21 points in 35 minutes, as he shot 7 for 14 from the field, 6 for 12 from 3, and he made his only free throw attempt on the night. With this win, the Brooklyn Nets are 11-5, and with this loss, the Cleveland Cavaliers are now 9-7 on the season. Taking a look at what's going on in Miami, the Heat hosted the New Orleans Pelicans from just across the Gulf, and the Heat were able to beat the Pelicans 113-98, as the Pelicans actually outscored the Heat by 13 in the first quarter. The Heat went on to outscore the New Orleans Pelicans by 20 points in the second half in order to come from behind and win this game. The Pelicans on the losing end were led in scoring by their shooting guard out of Virginia Tech, Nickeil Alexander-Walker. He finished with 24 points in 28 minutes as he shot 8 for 18 from the field, 4 for 8 from 3, and 4 for 6 from the foul line. Their elite starting small forward, Brandon Ingram, would finish with 19 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, and 5 turnovers in 37 minutes. He shot 6 for 14 from the field, 1 for 6 from 3, and he made all 6 of his free throw attempts on the night. The Miami Heat were led in scoring by their elite starting small forward out of Marquette, Jimmy Butler. He finished with 31 points, 10 rebounds, and 10 assists in 37 minutes. He shot 10 for 18 from the field, 1 for 2 from 3, and 10 for 12 from the foul line. With this win, the Miami Heat are now 10-5 on the season, and with this loss, the New Orleans Pelicans are now 2-14. Taking a look at what's going on in Madison Square Garden, the New York Knicks hosted the Orlando Magic. The Magic were able to beat the Knicks 104-98. The Magic were able to outscore the New York Knicks by 5 in the second half in order to increase their 1-point lead in order to win this game. The New York Knicks were led in scoring by their starting shooting guard out of Duke, R.J. Barrett. He finished with 17 points, 9 rebounds, and 5 assists in 34 minutes, as he shot 7 for 19 from the field and a perfect 3 for 3 from the foul line. The Orlando Magic were led in scoring by their shooting guard off the bench, Terrence Ross. He finished with 19 points and 2 steals in 30 minutes. He shot 6 for 15 from the field and a perfect 4 for 4 from the foul line on the night. And with this win, the Orlando Magic are now 4-11. With this loss, the New York Knicks are now 8-7 on the season. Taking a look at what went down in Milwaukee, the reigning NBA champs hosted the LA Lakers. The Bucks would beat the Lakers 109-102 after they outscored the Lakers by 13 in the second quarter. The Lakers were led in scoring by their starting shooting guard, Talen Horton-Tucker. He finished with 25 points, 12 rebounds, and 2 steals steals in 39 minutes. He shot 9 for 18 from the field, 3 for 6 from 3, and a perfect 4 for 4 from the foul line. Their elite starting point guard, Russell Westbrook, finished with 19 points, 4 rebounds, and 15 assists in 36 minutes. He shot 7 for 16 from the field, 2 for 5 from 3, and 3 for 4 from the foul line. And their elite starting power forward out of Kentucky, Anthony Davis, finished with 18 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists, and 2 blocks in 37 minutes. He shot 9 for 15 from the field. The Milwaukee Bucks were led in scoring by their elite starting power forward, Giannis Antetokounmpo. The two-time NBA MVP finished with 47 points, 9 rebounds, and 3 assists in 36 minutes. He shot 18 for 23 from the field, 3 for 4 from 3, and he shot 8 for 11 from the foul line. With this win, the Milwaukee Bucks are now 7-8, and with this loss, the Los Angeles Lakers are now 8-8 on the year. Taking a look now at what's going on in Minneapolis, the Minnesota Timberwolves hosted the Sacramento Kings. The Timberwolves would end up beating the Kings 107-97. The Timberwolves ended up outscoring the Kings by 14 points in the second half to come from behind and win this game. The Kings on the losing end were led in scoring by their Kentucky point guard, De'Aaron Fox. He finished with 28 points and 5 assists in 37 minutes. He shot 10 for 20 from the field, 2 for 5 from 3, and 6 for 8 from the foul line. The Minnesota Timberwolves were led in scoring by their former number 1 overall pick, Anthony Edwards. He finished with 26 points and 5 rebounds in 40 minutes. He shot 11 for 24 from the field and 4 for 10 from 3. Their elite starting center, Karl Anthony Towns, finished with 22 points, 6 rebounds, and 4 assists, alongside 2 blocks and 6 turnovers in 37 minutes. He shot 9 for 12 from the field, 1 for 4 from 3, and a perfect 3 for 3 from the foul line. Their elite starting point guard, D'Angelo Russell, finished with 17 points, 4 rebounds, 7 assists, and 2 steals in 34 minutes. He shot 6 for 15 from the field, 1 for 6 from 3, and a perfect 4 for 4 from the foul line. With this win, the Minnesota Timberwolves are 5-9, and with this loss, the Sacramento Kings are officially 6-9. Taking a look at what's going on in Oklahoma City, the Thunder hosted the Rockets from just over the border, and the Thunder would end up beating the Rockets 101-89. They won this game by 12 after they were able to outscore the Rockets by 13 in the middle 2 quarters. The Rockets were led in scoring by their starting shooting guard, the number 2 overall pick, Jalen Green. He finished with 21 points in 36 minutes as he shot 6 for 4 from the field and a perfect 6 for 6 from the foul line. The Oklahoma City Thunder were led in scoring by their starting small forward, Lou Dort. He finished with 34 points and 8 rebounds in 37 minutes. He shot 14 for 22 from the field, 4 for 11 from 3, and he made 2 of his 4 foul shots on the night. With this win, the Oklahoma City Thunder are now 6-8. With this loss, the Houston Rockets are now 1-14 on the season. Taking a look at what's going on in Phoenix, the Suns hosted the Dallas Mavericks, and the Suns were able to beat the Mavericks 105-98 to continue their win streak. The Suns beat the Mavericks by 7 after they outscored the Mavericks by 12 in the fourth quarter to come from behind and win. On the losing end, the Mavericks were led in scoring by their starting small forward out of Michigan, Tim Hardaway Jr. He finished with 22 points and 2 steals in 37 minutes. He shot 9 for 23 from the field, 3 for 8 from 3, and he made his only free throw on the night. And their starting center out of Latvia, Kristaps Porzingis, would finish with 21 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists, and 2 blocks in 32 minutes. He would go on to shoot 7 for 20 from the field and a perfect 5 for 5 from the foul line. The Phoenix Suns on the winning end of this matchup were led in scoring by their elite starting shooting guard, Devin Booker. He finished with 24 points and 9 rebounds in 35 minutes. He shot 11 for 21 from the field, and he shot 2 for 4 from 3. And then with this win, the Phoenix Suns are now 11-3, and with this loss, the Dallas Mavericks are now 9-5 on the season. And of course, last but not least, taking a look at what's going down in Portland. The Trailblazers hosted the Chicago Bulls. The Trailblazers would end up beating the Bulls 112-107. The Blazers would end up winning this game by 5 after they outscored the Bulls by 11 in the third and by 9 in the fourth to outscore them by 20 to overcome their 15-point or halftime deficit and win their 8th game of the season and hit 500. On the losing end of this matchup, the Chicago Bulls were led in scoring by their UCLA wing, Zach LaVine. He finished with 30 points and 6 rebounds in 37 minutes as he shot 11 for 20 from the field, 7 for 12 from 3, and he shot 1 for 2 from the foul line. Their USC wing, DeMar DeRozan, finished with 22 points and 5 assists, as well as 2 blocks and 5 turnovers in 36 minutes. He shot 7 for 19 from the field, 1 for 5 from 3, and 7 for 8 from the foul line. On the winning end of this matchup, the Portland Trailblazers were led in scoring by their elite starting point guard, Damian Lillard. He finished with 22 points, 4 rebounds, and 10 assists in 40 minutes. He shot 6 for 18 from the field, 3 for 9 from 3, and a perfect 7 for 7 from the foul line. With this win, the Portland Trailblazers are now 8-8, and with this loss, the Chicago Bulls are now 10-5. Right now, that is what the NBA is looking like following yesterday's matchups, and of course, with soccer transitioning out of its international break, that's all I have with sports from yesterday. And once all of today's matchups are done, I will come back tomorrow on Friday, November 19th, for another episode of The Elite. And until then, I want to thank everyone for listening to this piece. I hope all is well, and I'll catch you back when I'm done. Peace out.